former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Dr. Olisa Agbakoba, has spoken on a number of issues bordering on socio-economic crisis and offered ideas on how to reduce the price of petrol to 300 naira. Agbakoba said that to reduce the price of petrol by half, the NNPC should sell crude to many modular refineries in the country via local currency, which is naira, and set aside a national crude oil scheme for local consumption. According to him, it is important that the government understands how and when to make the right decision to help people and alleviate suffering. The Nigerian government in August announced a 5 billion naira palliative for each state of the federation, including the FCT, to cushion the impact of the subsidy removal, an initiative that has generated mixed reactions from Nigerians. I am now being joined by Dr. Kayode Dayo, a socio-political technocrat and aviation safety expert, to further discuss this. Thank you so much for joining us, Doctor, on News Central Now.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you today?
Very well, thank you so much. All right, so Doctor, what do you make of the statement by Dr. Agbakoba on how the price of petrol can be reduced by half amid the hardship, currently faced in the country?
Yes, thank you very much for involving me in this national discourse. You see, I read that of Agbakoba's submission, and I tried as much as possible to fix it into even what I have been saying ever since as regards subsidy removal and the issue of palliative. The last time I talked reasonably about palliative, I could deduce that palliative is just an act by an authority towards reducing the negative effect of some policies on the people. And when you look at the whole gamut of money that is to be distributed in various states, are you sure it's going to get to everybody? No. To what extent are you also going to expend that money for the citizens of Nigeria to get alleviated from the problem of fuel subsidy? But when you look at the submission of Olisa Agbakoba, you're going to see that there is no doubt about it. Even the goats, the dogs that are moving on Nigerian streets, Nigerian roads, will also be able to share from this. How do I mean? If you now look at this, you say, okay, instead of selling crude oil to all the modular refineries in Nigeria in dollars, we should be selling it to them in naira. Number one, it will remove the pressure on our naira. Number two, it will not also allow these refiners to be moving up and down for dollars. And to that extent, we reduce the cost of production by nothing less than 70%. All right. Now, it will also remove the shipping cost content, the clearing content, the storage content. All those things will move away. And before you know it, even that fuel you'll be selling for less than even the 300 naira that Olisa Agbakoba was talking about. And if fuel is now selling below that, you know that Yasikira that is selling pepper in the market will not be bringing in cost of transportation on that pepper. The person selling food will also reduce their prices. And to that extent, each household will be gaining extremely from it.
All right, Doctor. Now, still talking about the high cost of petrol in Nigeria, there are speculations that it could actually go higher. And we're beginning to see, even in Lagos, queues starting to return across filling stations in Lagos and also in the country. Now, what do you think is the cause of this? Because we're yet to hear an explanation on this. And how can the government avert this?
Yeah, you see, for the past 2 years, I have been talking about the conspiracy of the leadership against the people. It is nothing other than conspiracy of the leadership. Nigerians have no reason to be suffering the way we are suffering. I have once told you on your platform here that, listen, there is nothing like subsidy. When we look at the policy of the former policy of NNPC as regards direct supply, direct purchase policy, nothing like that. But because the leadership of this country wants to always entrench their leadership on the people by making people to suffer. Because they know when you don't have good food to eat, you don't have good accommodation, you don't have access to health, your children doesn't have access to education and all that, you will be bothered with all that rather than being bothered with governance. So what we are saying is nothing other than
Okay, Dr. Kayode, I think we have an issue with your connection. All right,
Dr.
Kayode, welcome back. Now, let's backtrack to, the issue of palliatives. While some have actually welcomed the idea, others are of the opinion that it will have no impact as regarding improving the living conditions of Nigerians. That's the issue of 5 billion naira for every state. Now, we would like to know what your take is on this.
Now, you are distributing money to people free of charge. Number one, how much are you giving them? The money you are giving them, will it be able to start up their businesses? Or will it be able to also further their businesses? No. Like somebody that has been so hungry, has been so hungry, you're not giving the person maybe 10,000 naira. What do you think he will use that 10,000 naira for? Then even that money, what can he do? Tell me, what? Or what economic importance is it to people other than to further impoverish the people? That's the one. Two, to what extent is this money going to get to the people directly? How many people will it get to? What percentage of the population will this money get to? Instead of distributing this money, let us involve this money in economic activities that will be able to regenerate that money back. Because this money now you are telling us you are going to borrow it. When you borrow money for eating, listen, how do you pay back? That's my question. That means you are further putting generations unborn into bondage. Take this money you are borrowing, put it into other sectors that will be able to generate the money back and pay by itself. It's just like you baking a cake and then eating that cake without thinking of how to bake another one. When you finish eating that cake, excuse me, which one will you eat again?
All right, Dr. Kayode, just before we go, we'd love to hear your quick thoughts on the palliative issue. There are so many mixed reactions. Some have actually said that it's a way for the politicians to enrich themselves, while those that really need the money is not, are not being prioritized. Now, what is your school of thought on this? What do you think about this? Do you agree?
Let me quickly chip in this. Are you also aware of a particular company that says it's making gas cylinders and now is even asking for 150 billion naira from that palliative money? So when you take that chunk out of it, is it not further showing the way our so-called politicians are going to put these monies in their pocket? We have seen several of these palliative activities in the past, like a Shopee. We're all aware of what happened to Shopee, whereby the officials there were embezzling the money. We have all those things. In the media everywhere. You also remember the issue of the mic as regards NDDC, because NDDC was established also to take care of people of the Niger Delta. So all these things that we have been seeing in the past is making us to still believe that this money is not going to get to the people, rather it will end up in politicians' pocket.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dayo Kayode.
Swallowed 150 billion
we
naira.
Appreciate your opinion on this. Thank you so much for your thoughts.
It's my pleasure this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.